If you've ever been in a car accident, you know your mind is just racing right after it happens. You're saying, am I hurt? Is the other driver okay? Is my car okay? Well, if you're hurt, at some point you have to think about medical bills. David Greene from Greene and Phillips Attorneys at Law is here with us. So, David, is the person who causes the accident always responsible for paying both sets of medical bills?
Well, absolutely. The person that causes the accident ultimately is going to be responsible for the bills. But with a little caveat, you want to make sure that you use your own Blue Cross Blue Shield or Cigna or whatever health insurance provider that you have to pay for your medical bills initially, and then after you settle your case, then you get your money from the other driver.
Okay, now I know in Alabama, law requires all drivers to have insurance, but of course, not everyone follows the laws, unfortunately. So what happens if the driver who causes the accident doesn't have insurance?
Well, that's a great question, and something that's a part of your own policy is called underinsured coverage or uninsured motorist coverage. That is something that's required under Alabama law that you're offered to have. Sometimes people reject that and don't even realize they've rejected it. It's a very, very inexpensive policy that's maybe $25 or $50 a year. It's very, very inexpensive to have. It provides you coverage if the other driver doesn't have insurance.
Okay, of course, though, you don't need to wait to see if the other driver doesn't have insurance or if their insurance is going to cover your medical bills before you go get treatment.
That's exactly right. Go ahead and get treatment. Make sure that you're taken care of. You want to make sure that you're well. You know, all the money in the world is not going to, make you better.
Right.
I mean, if you don't get treatment. You've got to get treatment. You've got to get medical treatment. Make sure that you figure out whether you're okay or not. You get the treatment from the medical providers, and then move forward with your claim and seek advice from a personal injury lawyer.
And that's what you guys do. Talking about settlements, you hope that settlement check covers your medical expenses, and hopefully you'll get a little bit extra afterwards, and you guys can help with that.
Well, that's exactly right. And insurance companies several years ago did a big study. And the study, they figured out or tried to figure out how much more are we going to have to pay someone if they have a lawyer. Does that cost us more? How does that going to affect our bottom line? And what they determined after this big study is every time that they deal with a lawyer, they have to pay about 3.5 times more money than they would have had to pay before.
So they don't want to deal with lawyers.
They don't want to deal with the lawyers. You're going to win if you have a lawyer.
So they are trying to settle right then and right there. Best bet for you is to make sure that you do have a lawyer.
That's exactly right. Absolutely.
All right. And the lawyers at Greene and Phillips will be happy to help you out with the settlement, and you'll find their contact information on our Studio 10 page on fox10tv.com.